Hello everyone, welcome to my channel KLFS Pro. This is third part of our C++ basic tutorial series. In previous part we have seen how to do G++ compiler setup on Windows 10 machine. We also have done path setting and executed Hello World program to test whether G++ compiler is installed correctly or not. So let's proceed further with remaining part of it.
So let's talk about structure of C++ program. So if you want to write any program, your program always starts with a line called as #include iostream. This is a library file in the C++. When you want to write program, it is necessary to add this file because all basic functionality of C++ is added into this particular file, that is iostream. This is a header file. The name of the file is iostream.h, but in new style we don't write .h, we write only #include iostream. Similarly, when we were writing display the hello world string on the screen, we were writing std::cout. If I want to display one more line on the screen, then I will have to once again write std::cout. And then here I can write the string which I want to display. But every time I want to write cout, it is necessary to precede it with std::, which is a tedious job. So to avoid that, it is better choice that over here you can write using namespace std. Once you add this namespace over here, it is not required to write std::. You can write only cout, because we have already included all the facilities available in standard namespace, so everywhere you need not have to specify std::. To display data we use cout. So what is this cout? So cout is basically nothing but an object of a predefined class called as ostream. So it's an object of ostream class, and this ostream class is already predefined into a library called as iostream, and that is why it is mandatory to add this particular file, because it includes lot of classes which provides us basic functionality of the C++. But writing program only for displaying string is not sufficient enough. We also need to take data from user, we have to accept data, we need to store information. So to do that we need to declare variables. So let's look into how to declare variables in C++ programming. To declare variables in C++, lot of data types are available. So you can see over here list of data types are given. So various types are like character is there, int is there, and every data type allocates how many bytes is also specified over here. So if you are declaring any variable of type integer, for every variable 4 bytes memory will get allocated, and the number that you can store within 4 bytes, that range is also given over here. So depending on what number or what data you want to store, based on that you will have to decide which data type you want to use, whether it is good to go for short int or to go for integer or to go for unsigned int. It depends on in what range your numbers are stored. In same way, if you want to define characters, and if your ASCII values of characters lies between -127 to +127, then you can go for char, or you can go for unsigned char, or you can go for signed char. So these are various data types available in C++. Now if you want to declare variables using this data type, then we have to define it inside the program. So in this program, if I want to declare variables, then over here I can write data type as int, and I am writing variable a. Now since this variable is declared inside main method, this variable is nothing but called as local variable. So any variable which is declared inside function is nothing but called as local variable, and that variable is accessible only within that function and not outside the function, and hence this variable is called as local variable. So you can say that local variable is available only within a scope in which it is defined. But there are certain variables which you can write outside main method. So you can declare variables over here also. So like here I have declared a variable called as b. This variable is declared outside the function, and hence this variable is called as global variable. If you want to access this global variable inside main method, it is possible, and you can also access this variable a inside main method, that is also possible. But since variable b is written or declared outside main method, so it is accessible everywhere in the program. So later on, if I add any function inside this program which is other than main, I can use this global variable in that function also. How to do that we are going to see later. But just remember that global variable is accessible throughout the program, whereas local variable is accessible only inside the brackets or the scope inside which it is defined. So these are called as local variables and these are called as global variables. Now if I am defining the variable or if I am declaring the variable, I can also assign the value to that variable. So for example, here I have written int a is equal to 23. So this is nothing but called as initialization of the variable. If I am writing b is equal to 100 over here and I want to print the values of a and b. So over here if I write cout local variable and the value of b I want to print, so I can write here less than a because local variable is a. Same way I can also declare the variable, I can also display the value of variable, that is global variable. So if I write here global variable and the variable name is b. If I try to execute this program, then over here it will show me the value of global variable b and here it will show me value of local variable a. So let's execute the program and see how it works. Now if you want to run the program, we know that we have to use command called as g++. The name of the file is still myhello.cpp and we want to create a new file. The name of the file I am giving is same, that is myhello.o, which will override the file with new contents. If I run this command, then it will generate a new file myhello.o, and to execute that file I will have to type myhello.o in front of prompt. If you notice here, it is showing me hello world. The reason behind it is I did not save the program. So after making changes in the program, I did not save it. So I am saving this program and then I am rerunning that program and then I am recompiling that program. So how to compile it? G++ myhello.cpp -o myhello.o. So it will override the old myhello.o and it will give us the output of new program. To run that program, here I am typing myhello.o. If you notice, it is showing me hello world, then it is showing me local variable 23 and then it is showing me global variable 100. So I can see the value of local variable as well as I can access global variable inside main method. But have you noticed that all the lines or entire text is coming on the single line? I don't want to see it on the single line. So if I want to display something or if I want to display the text on the next line, then usually we use /n in C. So /n indicates new line, but it is not suggestible to use /n in C++. In C++, they have defined a macro which is faster than displaying /n. So usually people prefer using endl for displaying the data on the next line. So here after this I want to go to the next line. So wherever you want to use next line, you can go for a macro called as endl. Now if I save this program and if I recompile the code and if I rerun the program, then you can see that it is showing everything on the next line. So hello world, local variable and global variable. This shows that if you are declaring variable outside the program, outside the function, you are able to access it inside the function. But it is possible that I can declare a global variable with name A and I can declare one local variable also with name A. So now my global variable name and local variable name is same. If both the variable names are same, and if I write here local variable and if I try to use a, then the nearest variable available is local variable, so here it will always display me the value of 23. But what if I want to display the value of global variable a? So in that case, since the name of local variable and name of global variable is same, here I need to use scope resolution operator. So scope resolution operator is nothing but colon. So this will help me to give the value of a global variable. So if your global variable name and local variable name is same, then to access global variable, it is necessary to use scope resolution operator before the variable name. But if the global variable name is not same with the local variable, then you can access it as is. So same program I am saving over here, and if I re-execute the program, then you can see that I can access global variable also and I can access local variable also. And can you see that over here I can access the value of global variable a, that is 200. So if your global variable name is same and if your local variable name is same, then to access global variable it is mandatory to write scope resolution operator, and this is how it is used.